We're back again from the starting grid where everything's ready for the sprint race. The points at stake are half those of tomorrow's race, but everyone is determined to deliver a good performance. Lights will soon go out to start the sprint race. The riders are lined up on the grid with PECCO, YEAHH in pole position and ready to start. Just a few more seconds until the lights go out and the race begins. Waves at the back then. And we're going to be set to go here in the sprint. It's full throttle, lights out, and we are go here in ASSEN. It's a really good launch in the middle of that front row from PECCO, YEAHH. Binder's going to wait superbly as well on the KTM. Marini's going the wrong way. He's already dropped behind Binder and Quattararo, who made a really good start. And YEAHH is aggressive. He's got on the inside there of PECCO. That picked PECCO up. Binder comes through as well. The poleman back in third.
Martin tried to be aggressive on that first corner, ended up getting squeezed out, way out of track. So Martin, who had made places on the race since turn one, ran wide and lost all of those places back again. I was going to say, YEAHH will be quite happy with the scenario. A fight between himself and Marco Bezzecchi, or possibly not if that fight's got Brad Binder on it.
Zarco on the inside of Aleix Espargaro there, going into the ball. That's turn number 9. Zarco's got the inside line now as well. That's getting really, really close. He's going to run Aleix Espargaro out wide, and coming through on the inside was that Miguel Oliveira, wasn't it? Yeah, and now they've got 3 abreast. Oliveira puts his arm up to him. He's getting really beaten up here. Frustration there from the Portuguese man. Just going to keep his cool here because this is real fast and frenetic at the start of this sprint.
Martin now up 3 places into 7. Here comes Bezzecchi trying to make a move on Binder, but good luck outbreaking Brad Binder into the Terima chicane.
Yeah, you know Binder's not going to leave any room now to Hampton, but Aleix Espargaro 1 year ago when he got the inside of both Binder and Jackman in that final corner. So the perfect first lap in the sprint for PECCO, YEAHH. He leads it by just under a quarter of a second from Binder. The ever fast starting Binder, who got a superb launch again on the KTM, was immediately through on Bezzecchi and Marini.
Here comes Bezzecchi, they're trying to make him with Binder. Binder again hangs down around the outside.
He was almost on the grass on the inside there, wasn't he? That fast third gear sweep through turn number 7. They're now up towards the top end of the circuit. Stacking bar, the third gear, turn number 8. So Bezzecchi, Binder will know he's there. Here comes Marco Bezzecchi on the inside. That's the textbook move into the second gear, 100 kilometers an hour default. Bezzecchi then now picks up the baton and starts the charge towards YEAHH.
He had to make that move. He didn't want to allow YEAHH to try and get any kind of comfort zone up at the front because Bezzecchi feels he has the pace to go with him. Quattararo, though, looking very competitive, isn't he, in these early laps? He's up behind Binder, who are riding on forward now. Bezzecchi could be in trouble here as we approach this Terima chicane because Binder surely knows he's going to attack Bezzecchi immediately to try and regain second place.
Fabio Quattararo having by far his best sprint of the season so far. Jorge Martin's got the hammer down, having come through some early traffic. Martin, quickest man on circuit at 1:32.563. That's 3/10 quicker nearly than the sprint leader YEAHH.
Marco Bezzecchi surely is going to be within touching distance. We're watching now the world champion on board with Bezzecchi, and he's crawling all over the back. He's not going to wait to see for the Terima chicane. There was no gap there as YEAHH pulls clear as they enter the ramp, so that should leave him clear of an attack into the Terima chicane as we complete lap 3 of 13.
We're only on lap number 4 here of this sprint. Bezzecchi has got the hammer down with a bit of clear track in front of him. He's eating into that deficit to YEAHH, 1:32.353. Best ever the sprint so far. That was well over 3/10 quicker than YEAHH.
Zarco getting beaten up badly there into the first corner. We lost out to both of the Aprilias as Bezzecchi does now take the lead. Is that a mistake from YEAHH, or has he just forced his way through? YEAHH will now have the inside line into this Strubben, and he hangs on to the lead for now.
That's going to be close. These two are such close pals. They're always training together, aren't they? They eat together, they drink together, they train together. They are side by side through the super fast 6-gear Wangschlang. It's advantage Bezzecchi though now. They pitch it left through the 3rd gear turn number 7. Bezzecchi then where we thought he would be, where he expected to be. He leads this sprint halfway around lap 4. That is the battle for the final place of the podium right now. Here's Miller. Zarco's going the wrong way in this sprint as well. It's pretty awful. 250th Grand Prix ranking, just getting worse as Miller on his 200th start in Grand Prix racing finds his way up into the final point-scoring place in the sprint. He's up in 9th.
Yeah, that's Alex Marquez just behind them on the sole remaining Brissini. Ducati, who just picked Zarco up. Zarco just couldn't meet the apex there, could he? Could have just struggled, left the door wide open. Alex Marquez said, thank you very much. Next behind them will be Enea Bastianini, who's made his way up to 12th place in this sprint ahead of Takanaka Gami. And then look at the back of the picture. You just caught a brief glimpse there of the 93. Marc Marquez running in a very distant 14th.
Marquez was doing a 1:34.7. You just wonder already whether, having had 2 crashes again this weekend, he came into this ASSEN Grand Prix with a cracked rib, a really badly swollen ankle, a broken thumb. You just wonder whether physical toll is really starting to hit Marquez, because he's now in 16th place. He's going from bad to worse for the 30-year-old.
And you also wonder what his approach is compared to last weekend. Shades of the Septuring sprint, where Marc Marquez said that the risk and the reward factor made him basically take it slightly easy, not take those lots of risks when there were no real points up for grabs. If there were points for the top 15, Marc Marquez might well still be going a little bit further into this race and pushing a little bit harder at the front as we run wide there with Jorge Martin through the ramp shock. And Elijah Spargo says thank you very much.
You see now the battle between Viñales and Marini. Marini's having an instantly forgettable sprint here. He said he had the 1-lap speed and was slightly worried about his race pace. Well, those worries have come to fruition, haven't they, because he's dropping further down the field. He's now in 8th place. Viñales up to 7th. Bagnaia and Quartararo both set their PB laps of this sprint. Full respect to Fabio Quartararo, 1:32.4. Despite that, though, it was matched immediately by Brad Binder. This is a touch further down the field then. This is Viñales. Oh, that was close. That was Viñales on the rear tyre of Luca Marini. That was going into Timmy chicane. That could have been so easily a disaster for Viñales. So easy for him just to have that front end took out from underneath. He stayed upright, stayed on board, and at the moment is fighting for second. Marco Bezzecchi just loves creating history, doesn't he, for Valentino Rossi? Oh, Brad Binder's got a long lap penalty. A late drama here then. What a shot.
Last weekend, shades of the Septuring sprint, where Marc Marquez said that the risk and the reward factor made him basically take it slightly easy, not take those ultimate risks when there were no real points up for grabs. If there were points for the top 15, Marc Marquez might well still be going a little bit further into this race and pushing a little bit harder at the front as we run wide there with Jorge Martin through the ramp shock. And Elijah Spargo says thank you very much.
We can see now a battle between Viñales and Marini. Marini's having an instantly forgettable sprint here. He said he had the 1-lap speed. He was slightly worried about his race pace. Well, those worries have come to fruition, haven't they, because he's dropping further down the field. He's now in 8th place. Viñales up to 7th. Bagnaia and Quartararo both set their PB laps of this sprint. Full respect to Fabio Quartararo, 1:32.4. Despite that, though, it was matched immediately by Brad Binder. This is a touch further down the field then. This is Viñales. Oh, that was close. That was Viñales on the rear tyre of Luca Marini. That was going into Timmy chicane. That could have been so easily a disaster for Viñales. So easy for him just to have that front end took out from underneath, and he stayed upright, stayed on board, and at the moment he's fighting for second. Marco Bezzecchi just loves creating history, doesn't he, for Valentino Rossi? Oh, Brad Binder's got a long lap penalty. A late drama here then. What a shock this is. Track limits then for Brad Binder. He's got a long lap penalty. There's going to be no time for him to serve it. Of course, there'll be time added on to his race time, and surely that's going to put him off the podium, will it? Marco Bezzecchi, though, is the sprint star here in Assen.
So on the track, ready to welcome the top 3 at the end of that fantastic sprint. As the riders return to pits, let's take a look at the final standings of this race.